Is this Cassandra? Cassandra Abbott.
Hello. Yes. Who is this, please?
And are you the wife of Frank Abbott?
Yes, I am. Who is this, and what can I do for you?
Well, you may have heard my name. This is Lacey. Ring any bells?
Lacey? No, sorry. Should I know who you are?
Wow. Frank said he's been covering his tracks pretty well. But I assumed his wife would at least know something about me.
Okay, I am not following here.
Well, unfortunately, Frank hasn't done this himself yet, even though he's been promising to me he would do it for months now.
Do what? What are you getting at here?
I am sorry to have to be the one to tell you this, but Frank and I are lovers. I am his girlfriend. We've been seeing each other since late last year.
Huh? That makes absolutely no sense. Are you sure?
What? Of course I'm sure. Seriously? I tell you that I have been having an affair with your husband, and that's your only reaction?
Well, I am just really confused, to be honest. I think I would know if there was something wrong with my marriage. But Frank and I are happily married.
Well, I am here to tell you that you're obviously not. Frank and I are very much in love.
So you say.
Oh my God. What do you want me to do? Prove it to you?
Sure, that would be a good start.
Fine. It shouldn't be that difficult, considering how many times I've been in your house.
Excuse me? You've been inside my house? When?
Hundreds of times. That's where Frank meets me during the day, while you are in the city at work.
But Frank also goes into work every day. He doesn't work from home.
That's what you think. He's so important at his company, so they let him work from home more than you think. And whenever he's able to work from home, he calls me. And we spend the day in your bed.
My bed?
The one with the gardenia-patterned blue and green duvet cover. And the green satin pillowcases.
Wait, how did you know that?
Because I told you. I have been in that bed hundreds of times.
This is still making zero sense to me.
What's so confusing? That Frank would want a younger, hotter woman than you? Face it, you enjoyed your time together while you were young, but now you are washed up. Your kids are grown, and a handsome, successful man like Frank needs someone more suited to him, someone like me. Look, I know you probably plan to grow old together and all that stuff, but sometimes life just doesn't go as planned, you know?
And you were trying to tell me that this has been going on in my own home?
Uh-huh. I really can't believe you didn't figure it out yourself earlier than this. Unless you've just been in denial.
I am just in absolute, complete shock right now.
Are you telling me that you didn't suspect a thing?
No, not a thing. Well, you've told me that you are a homewrecker. Good for you. Got that off your chest. Is there anything else you need to share?
Yes, a lot more actually.
Oh, great. I can't wait to hear this.
I'm pregnant. Frank and I are having a baby.
Huh?
That's right. And we want to raise our baby together in your house.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
I am not kidding at all. I am 100% serious. Why should this baby have any less than what Frank's grown children had? This baby has every right to grow up in that beautiful house, just like your kids did.
So this was your plan all along? To find a wealthy older guy and trap him with a baby?
Oh, easy for you to say. I bet you had a great childhood, with parents who always took good care of you, right? Went to fancy schools, drove around in nice cars, always had plenty of food for dinner. Some of us weren't so lucky. I have had to fight and scrape by for everything I've ever gotten in life. So I sure as hell am not going to get involved with some broke loser. I have had to set my sights higher than that.
So you set your sights on a married man with a family?
Look, he approached me first, okay? When he was out walking your dog. I was sitting on a bench at the park, and he told me I was the most gorgeous creature he'd ever seen in his life. Oh, it was so romantic. At first, though, I wasn't so sure about him. He didn't really seem like the wealthy type. But when I saw where he lived, oh my God, I almost died when I saw that house. And your cars. That first week, he took me for a ride in his Tesla.
The Tesla? That's my car.
Oops, sorry. But I'm sure you will do really fine in a divorce. I mean, you both make a lot of money at your jobs, right? And I told Frank he should be very generous with you. Make sure you're well taken care of.
Except for my house, though. You get to live in my house?
Well, there is no need for you to keep that house, is there? Your kids are grown and have their own homes now. I mean, 6 bedrooms. What are you doing with 6 bedrooms? No, a house like that is for a growing family. Like the one I'm going to have with Frank.
Oh, so you plan to have even more kids with my husband?
Oh, yes. Once he's married to me, I want a whole bunch of kids. Oh, I can just picture them now, running around that gorgeous yard with all of those trees, playing with the dog, opening presents under the enormous Christmas tree. Oh, I really liked the way you decorated last year for Christmas, by the way. It was very elegant.
Gee, thanks.
Oh, of course. I will probably keep doing it that same way, if that makes you feel any better.
How nice of you.
Sure, no problem. Honestly, this transition doesn't have to be difficult.
Oh, no?
No, we can try and keep things friendly, can't we? I mean, your children are going to be my stepchildren, after all. And siblings to this little angel growing inside me.
Right. About this little angel of yours. You say Frank's the father of this baby.
Yes, of course he is. I haven't been with anyone else. I have always been extremely careful on that front, making sure I didn't get pregnant until I found the right man.
Uh-huh. So I guess that's what makes this extremely confusing for me.
What's that?
How Frank could have possibly gotten you pregnant, considering he got a vasectomy 22 years ago.
What? What do you mean a vasectomy?
Oh, I think you know what a vasectomy is.
But that makes no sense.
I know. It sure doesn't.
Well, maybe he got it reversed.
Without my knowing about it?
Sure. Why not? I mean, it sounds like there are a lot of things about Frank that you know nothing about.
I have been married to the man for nearly 30 years.
Well, you didn't know about me until I contacted you.
That's true.
Look, this baby is Frank's, okay? I swear to it. I would even allow a paternity test if I had to. But Frank knows this is his baby. He told me. He said, "Mi amor, this baby now bonds us together for life."
Mi amor? He calls you mi amor?
Oh, yes. I love when he speaks Spanish to me. It's such a gorgeous language. Of course, I don't understand what he's saying half the time, but I am learning.
Spanish? Frank doesn't speak Spanish.
Huh?
Not a word.
Well, of course he does. See, this just goes to show how little you know about your own husband. He speaks Spanish all the time. He has full conversations in Spanish with some of the other Spanish speakers at the dog park. They even have a Spanish nickname for him.
Let me guess. Is it Ernestino?
Yes.
Oh, Lacey, Ernestino is our dog walker.
Huh?
You have not been having an affair with my husband, Frank. You've been sleeping with Ernestino, our dog walker.
What? Dog walker? That makes no sense.
Sure it does. You meet during the day when I'm at work, but that's when Frank is at work also. Those are the times that Ernestino has free access to our house, because that's when he lets himself in to walk our dog.
What? You're lying.
Lacey, describe what you think Frank looks like.
Oh, he's very handsome, with salt and pepper hair and beautiful tan skin and so tall and rugged looking.
Frank is bald, Lacey.
Bald? What are you talking about?
Yep, he's about 5'8" with pale skin and typical male pattern baldness. Ernestino, on the other hand, our dog walker, well, he fits who you described exactly.
Wait, I have seen a picture of that bald guy you're describing in a photo with Frank's kids.
And you didn't think that was odd?
Frank said that was the kid's uncle.
Nope. That was a picture of Frank, the real Frank.
Oh my God. So, you're saying
that you have been having a relationship with our 55-year-old dog walker. We pay him $200 a week. I'm not sure if he has that many other clients either. Well, especially considering all the time he's obviously been spending at our place. And after everything you just told me, we are obviously going to have to let him go. But I guess he doesn't need much money. After all, he doesn't pay rent. He lives in his sister's basement.
His sister's basement?
Yup, he lives rent-free since he helps out so much with her 6 kids.
6 kids?
That's right. Hey, maybe that's where you will be living once you have this little angel of yours. And look at that. You will get that big family you've been dreaming about, but even sooner than you thought.
But I don't understand. This isn't fair.
What's not fair? That you don't get to kick me out of my home and steal my husband? Did you think you would get my Tesla too?
This isn't right. This is not what I had planned at all.
Well, Lacey, like you told me earlier, sometimes life just doesn't go as we planned it. It's been a year since that bizarre conversation I had with Lacey, and Frank and I still laugh about it to this day. Although it did completely gross us out to learn what had been happening in our house and in our bed. We got a new one after that. New bed, new linens, everything. Hey, we can afford it. At first, we had no idea what happened with Lacey, but one day I did see Ernestino in a store with a young woman who I assume was Lacey. They had a young baby with them, as well as 2 other kids, probably his sisters. Lacey looked exhausted and a bit haggard, I guess is the word I would use. She definitely did not look like someone living a life of luxury. And while I don't make a habit of wishing ill will on others, I can admit that I certainly didn't mind seeing her look the way she did. Have a true text story of your own? Share it with our team. And don't forget to subscribe for more true text stories.